listening to g9ija News. g9ija News.
Hello viewers out there, welcome to another exciting time, wonderful moment with your favorite TV channel, the g9ija TV, where we have news, information, facts being brought on a regular basis to your doorsteps. How was the night? Hope you slept well and hope you woke up this morning with a bit of enthusiasm, excitement and ecstasy. It's a beautiful day out there, I must say, and of course I'm so excited to be before you this morning one more time. All right, my name is Dr. Champion and I'm going to be reading the news headlines this morning. Please ensure that you always follow our social media handles, like, comment on our comment section, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, this morning we're starting off with the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard newspaper, we have 25 observer groups turn down Edo State election. Labour Party was rigged out, Reps caucus. Igbenidion or Kodua or Baseki X8 hailed Governor-elect Okwebolo. And still on the Vanguard newspaper, we have panic in 11 states as release of water from Lado Dam begins. Panic in 11 states as release of water from Lado Dam begins. States activate measures to mitigate impact of flooding, set up IDP camps. Tales of hardship as relocation order comes into effect as some communities refuse to obey. That's a sad one, and hopefully we pray that the government can do all it can do so that lives will not be lost during this imminent flooding. And still on the Vanguard newspaper, we have October 1 protest, hashtag end bad governance. Organizers propose virtual meeting with police. As rights groups take protest to Vanguard, seek release of detained protesters. As rights groups take protest to Vanguard newspaper company, seek release of detained protesters. And still on the Vanguard newspaper, we have Bobrisky in trouble again for allegedly bribing EFCC officials with 15 million naira. Cabinet rejig to be based on minister's performance, presidency. Cabinet rejig to be based on minister's performance, presidency. President Tinubu would not interfere in Dangote NNPCL fuel price feud, presidency. President Tinubu would not intervene or will not interfere in Dangote NNPCL fuel price feud, according to presidency. And still on the Vanguard newspaper, we have something very, very interesting here. It says, Catholic Church to Tinubu speak out on fuel price controversy. It seems that the church, the religious arms are beginning to get more involved and intentional in politics and in governance. Catholic Church to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu speak out on fuel price controversy. Federal government raises NYSC members' allowance by 133% to 77,000 naira. FG raises NYSC members' allowance by 133% to 77,000 naira. Paris Olympics spare no one who brought shame to Team Nigeria. Paris Olympics spare no one who brought shame to Team Nigeria. And of course, still on the Vanguard newspaper, we have 25 observer groups turn down Edo elections. All right. Okay, you want to know more of that, please kindly check out on the Vanguard newspaper. And we'll move straight ahead to the Punch newspaper with a rider. President Tinubu demands 46 ministers. Fresh scorecards as lobby begins. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu demands 46 ministers fresh scorecards as lobby begins. Cabinet rejig will be based on ministers' performance, presidency. Political bigwigs, ministers intensify lobbying. Dangote refinery. Marketers plan direct petrol purchase. Dangote refinery. Marketers plan direct petrol purchase. Government nulls 30% TET fund allocation for student loan. Government nulls 30% TET fund allocation for student loan. Federal government proposes NIN tax for foreigners. Federal government proposes NIN tax for foreigners. Of course, the federal government is proposing that foreigners will begin to try to apply to get their NIN and to begin to have their tax. Of course, their tax receipt, tax document. Okay, now we move over to another trending news on Yahaya Bello. EFCC files fresh 110 billion naira fraud charges against former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. EFCC files fresh 110 billion naira fraud charges against former governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello. And still on the Punch newspaper, we have Bob Risky, minister orders alleged bribery probe. Falana plans suit. Bob Risky, minister orders alleged bribery probe. Falana plans suit. Kekere Edu warns judges against corruption after Senate confirmation. Kekere Edu warns judges against corruption after Senate confirmation. Of course, still on the Punch newspaper, we have government knows 30% state fund allocation for student loan. And of course, we brought to you earlier that the president has demanded scorecards, performance reports from 46 ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as regards their performance during the months they have been asked and appointed to do various duties, do various jobs in Nigeria according to their own capacity and portfolio. We hope that is the way to go. And before we wrap up this morning, we have trending again Bob Risky with an alleged bribery of EFCC officials. And of course, this Bob Risky saga was brought in the limelight by Martins Otse, aka Very Dark Man, in which he has accused Bob Risky of not actually serving jail term for 6 months, but actually being hosted or housed somewhere, given a VIP treatment. And I want to read that in details as we wrap up. Bob Risky ministers orders bribery allegation probe. Falana threatens lawsuit, according to the Punch newspaper. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, on Wednesday ordered a thorough investigation into allegations of bribery within the Nigerian Correctional Service. Although the minister did not mention any specific case, his directive comes on the heels of a voice note shared by Martins Otse, aka Very Dark Man, in which Idris Okuneye, that's also known as Bob Risky, claimed that after his conviction and sentencing for abuse of the Naira notes in April, his godfather, in collaboration with the Controller General of the Nigerian Correctional Service, arranged for him to serve his 6-month sentence in a private apartment. This was as human rights lawyer Femi Falana's son denied any involvement with Bob Risky and gave Very Dark Man a 24-hour ultimatum to retract the statements he made linking him to Bob Risky. We wish to state without any fear of contradiction that our client, Femi Falana, has never in his life spoken to Bob Risky on his alleged pardon on any matter whatsoever. Falana's lawyer stated in their letter to Very Dark Man demanding a retraction and an apology. In a voice note played online by Very Dark Man, a voice believed to be Bob Risky's was heard saying, "There's jealousy involved. When I got to court and admitted guilt, hoping for either a fine or community service. However, the court sentenced me. On my way to prison, my godfather called and assured me I wouldn't enter prison. He told me not to worry and said he would arrange an apartment near the prison and speak to the Controller General of Prisons in Abuja. After they spoke, I was taken to an apartment where I was told not to come out until I finished my sentence. They informed the person at the apartment that their boss instructed them to keep me there and not let me leave. The person said he would collect 10 million naira, so I had to call Elele again. Elele gave me 2 million naira because there was no one else to call." In the same viral voice note, Bob Risky also alleged, claiming that he paid 15 million naira bribe to officers of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) to drop money laundering charges against him, leaving only abuse of naira charges, of which he was convicted and sentenced. According to the voice note, he also allegedly claimed to have been contacted by the popular rap musician Falz the Bad Guy and his human rights lawyer father, Falana, who proposed to help him seek the federal government's pardon for a 10 million naira fee. Reacting to the raging controversy in a statement on Wednesday by his media aide, Alao Babatunde, the Interior Minister, ordered an immediate probe, stressing that no form of indiscipline will be condoned under his watch. The Minister of Interior has directed an unconditional and comprehensive investigation into the allegations of bribery and corruption within the Nigerian Correctional Service. G9ija unequivocally condemned the alleged reprehensible behavior, emphasizing that any form of indiscipline, unprofessionalism, or corruption will be met with zero tolerance and severe consequences within the paramilitary services under the ministry's purview. The ministry will not tolerate any compromise on its core values of integrity, transparency, and accountability. We will leave no stone unturned in rooting out corruption and ensuring that those found culpable face the full wrath of the law, Alao said in the statement. He added that Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Magdalene Ajani, would head the team investigating the allegations. He said the minister had called for a special investigative team headed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Dr. Magdalene Ajani, to probe these allegations and submit a comprehensive report. The minister reassures the public that the investigation will be rigorous, transparent, and impartial, and that appropriate disciplinary actions will be taken against any personnel found guilty. Meanwhile, Femi Falana has written a pre-action letter to Very Dark Man, who disseminated a voice note and demanding a retraction of the alleged defamatory statement against him. In a letter written on his behalf by Taiwo Olamole of Falana and Falana Chambers, the Sun gave the social media influencer 24 hours to retract the statement and tender an apology, or he would face legal action. These and more details can be found from the Punch newspaper. Interested in that, please grab yourself a copy. And with that, we'll call it a wrap for newspaper headlines this morning. Please follow us on all our social media, g9ija. Of course, we have different platforms. And of course, this particular platform you're watching, you can please leave your comment on the comment section. What do you think about the Bobrisky saga? Do you think Femi Falana is involved in this mess? Do you think Falz, the popular rap musician, is also involved? Do you think the Nigerian Correctional Service and, of course, all those that have been mentioned are actually part of this messy situation? Your comments will be very, very interactive, and we are going to assure you to continue to follow us so that we'll continue to make this community a lively one, full of credible information, entertainment, and of course, staying ahead of the curve. I'm Dr. Champion, your host this morning. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.